When the Ring magazine releases its latest pound-for-pound list, the boxing world stops to take notice. Fans argue, experts debate, and fighters themselves often take to social media to share their approval or outrage. But behind the heated opinions and passionate discussions lies something far more profound, a reflection of boxing's global hierarchy, a snapshot of who truly reigns supreme, regardless of weight class. To understand what makes this list so significant, we must first explore what pound for pound actually means. What does pound for pound really represent? The term pound for pound was originally coined to compare fighters from different weight divisions. After all, it's easy to say who's the best heavyweight, but how do you compare a 135-pound lightweight with a 168-pound super middleweight? The concept was born to answer that question, to imagine every boxer fighting at the same weight and determine who is the most skilled, complete, and dominant fighter in the sport. When the Ring publishes its list, it's not merely ranking popularity or records, it's evaluating skill and technique. How refined and adaptable is the fighter's style? Achievements. What level of opposition have they defeated? Consistency. How often do they perform at the elite level? Dominance. Do they win convincingly, or do they scrape by? Versatility. Can they handle different styles and adapt mid-fight? This combination of artistry and effectiveness forms the foundation of what the Ring calls the true measure of greatness. The legacy of the Ring magazine. Established in 1922, the Ring has been referred to as the Bible of boxing. For over a century, its rankings have carried weight across the sport. Legends like Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Roberto Duran, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. all topped this list during their prime years. The pound-for-pound list is not an official governing body ranking. There is no belt attached, but it holds prestige and credibility that even world titles sometimes fail to capture. To appear on this list means you've transcended divisions and entered the conversation of boxing greatness, the modern era of pound-for-pound kings. In today's landscape, the Ring's pound-for-pound rankings reflect a mix of styles, nations, and philosophies of fighting. Champions like Naoya Inoue, Oleksandr Usyk, Terence Crawford, Canelo Álvarez, and Artur Beterbiev embody completely different approaches to dominance. Inoue, the Japanese monster, is a symbol of precision and power in the smaller divisions. Usyk, the Ukrainian technician, proves that intelligence and movement can conquer even heavyweight giants. Crawford represents the American school of adaptability, switching stances, reading opponents, and finishing with clinical precision. Canelo Álvarez, Mexico's pride, shows a combination of experience, defense, and destructive bodywork. Each name tells a story, a journey of skill, resilience, and reinvention. Why the list sparks controversy. Every time the Ring updates its list, fans and analysts split into camps. Why is one fighter ranked above another? Should undefeated records matter more than the quality of opposition? What about activity? Should a fighter who hasn't fought in a year still hold a top spot? These questions make the pound-for-pound list more than just numbers. It's a living debate, a reflection of boxing's complexity, politics, and passion. For instance, some argue Crawford's domination of Spence cements him as the #1 fighter alive. Others claim Usyk's multi-division success deserves the throne. Meanwhile, fans of Inoue say no one has been as consistently destructive pound for pound in recent years. Each viewpoint holds merit, and that's what makes the list so captivating. Beyond rankings, what it says about the sport. The Ring's pound-for-pound list is more than just an arrangement of names. It's a reflection of the sport's evolution. It tells us where the action is hottest, which countries are producing elite fighters, and how styles continue to evolve. Boxing today is more global than ever. From Japan to Mexico, Ukraine to the USA, the modern greats represent the international language of discipline and willpower. The list acts as a mirror of boxing's present state, and a glimpse into its future. Final thoughts. Inside the Ring's mind. In the end, inside the Ring's examination of the pound-for-pound list isn't just about who's #1. It's about what it takes to be great, regardless of size, nationality, or style. It is about fighters who remind us that mastery isn't confined to a weight class. It is an art form, defined by dedication, intelligence, and heart. As fans, we debate. As historians, we document. But as the ring shows every time it updates this list, true greatness will always rise to the top, pound for pound. All right, let's break down the kings of the ring, the fighters who sit atop the Ring magazine's prestigious pound-for-pound list. This isn't just about who hits the hardest. It's about skill, legacy, and the art of pure dominance. We're going inside the ropes to see what makes these modern gladiators truly special. First up at the pinnacle is the American maestro, Terence "Bud" Crawford. This guy is a chess grandmaster wearing boxing gloves. What makes him so terrifying? He can switch from orthodox to southpaw in the blink of an eye, completely scrambling his opponent's game plan. His 2023 performance against Errol Spence Jr.? That wasn't just a win, it was a masterclass in boxing intelligence. Crawford spends the early rounds downloading data, figuring out his opponent's every move. By the mid-rounds, he's got all the answers, and by the end, it's pure domination. He's a quiet man, but his fists are loud. He's unified multiple divisions, and for many, he is the undisputed number one, pound for pound. Next, from Japan, we have a force of nature known as Naoya the Monster Inoue. This man is the definition of controlled destruction. Fighting at just 122 pounds, he hits with the force of a middleweight. His nickname isn't for show. He doesn't just beat world champions, he demolishes them. Inoue has single-handedly turned Japan into a new epicenter for boxing greatness. His knockout of Stephen Fulton was a thing of beauty and brutality. What's so special about him? It's that perfect blend of savage power and surgical precision. Every punch has a purpose. Many see him as the most dominant fighter in the lower weight classes since the legendary Manny Pacquiao. Now let's talk about brains over brawn. From Ukraine, Oleksandr Usyk. This man is living proof that intelligence can conquer size. A former undisputed cruiserweight king, he moved up to the land of the giants and dethroned the mighty Anthony Joshua, not once, but twice. Usyk's genius lies in his footwork, his constant movement, his angles, his rhythm. It's a puzzle that even the biggest heavyweights can't solve. He's not a one-punch knockout artist, but he'll outthink you and outwork you for 12 straight rounds. Beyond his skills, Usyk's mental fortitude is incredible. Fighting through the adversity of war in his homeland, he steps into the ring with a smile, a calm warrior in the face of chaos. He is the modern era's technical master, and you can't talk about boxing royalty without mentioning the face of the sport, Mexico's Canelo Álvarez. Canelo is more than a fighter. He's a global superstar, a brand, the symbol of modern boxing's commercial power. His journey from a teenage prodigy to a four-division world champion has been nothing short of remarkable. His style is a beautiful mix of classic Mexican aggression and elite-level defense. He's known for his slick head movement, devastating counterpunches, and crippling body shots. While some critics say he's lost a step, his experience and discipline are second to none. For over a decade, Canelo has carried the sport on his broad shoulders, a true icon and the pride of Mexico. Then there's the boogeyman of the light heavyweight division, Artur Beterbiev. This man is a throwback, a genuine rarity in today's boxing world. He boasts a 100% knockout record, and it's not because he's a wild brawler. Beterbiev is a patient hunter. He applies relentless pressure, cuts off the ring, and waits for that one opening to deliver a fight-ending blow. Even at 39 years old, he remains one of the most feared fighters on the planet. His destructions of champions like Joe Smith Jr. and Anthony Yard prove that age is just a number when you possess his kind of bone-crushing power and ice-cold composure. He's an old-school destroyer with modern precision. Of course, the greatness doesn't stop there. The list is packed with killers. You have Dmitry Bivol, the technician who put on a clinic against Canelo. There's the explosive and wildly popular Gervonta Tank Davis, whose power can change a fight in an instant. You have the defensive wizard Shakur Stevenson, who represents the new school of boxing IQ. And we can't forget the legendary Vasyl Lomachenko, the Matrix, whose movement is still a puzzle for anyone. Plus, the young strategist Devin Haney, who keeps proving his doubters wrong as he climbs the weight classes. Each of these fighters brings something unique to the table. They represent different philosophies, different styles, and different paths to greatness. Together, they make this one of the most exciting and talent-rich eras in recent boxing history. The Ring's pound-for-pound list isn't just a ranking, it's a celebration of the sport's finest artists, warriors, and thinkers. It's a testament to their sacrifice and their relentless pursuit of being the best. All right, let's break down the kings of the ring, the absolute best on the Ring magazine's pound-for-pound list. These aren't just champions, they're masters of the sweet science. First up at number 1, Terence "Bud" Crawford. This guy is a boxing supercomputer. He fights orthodox, he fights southpaw, and he downloads your entire game plan in real time. His dismantling of Errol Spence Jr., that was a masterclass in timing and adaptability. Then you have the monster, Naoya Inoue from Japan. At just 122 pounds, he hits like a middleweight. His power is terrifying, but it's his surgical precision that makes him a generational talent. He doesn't just beat you, he demolishes you. And what about Oleksandr Usyk, the heavyweight who proves brains beat brawn? His footwork is legendary, creating angles that confuse the biggest men in the sport. He's the ultimate technical master. These fighters aren't just winning, they're defining an era. Who's your number 1? Let me know.